Okay. Okay. I think we got it. Sorry about that, everybody. We're gonna get started. Hopefully everyone's muted. And I'm gonna crack open a Diet Coke. All right. We are back. Everyone settled in here, okay? Okay. We have a smaller group in person, but I got a much bigger group online, so that's good. Okay, so what we're doing today, I'm just going to be introducing you guys. I'm not teaching you guys anything today, but I'm just going to be showing you guys what we have planned for our back to school for you. The kids are going back to school when? Is it September 8th? Yeah. Is that early this year? No, that's normal. The parents in here are like, oh my gosh, we got a couple kids in here right now. Okay, so once the kids get back to school, I know it takes you guys a couple of weeks to settle in. So I'm just going to be introducing you guys to what you guys will be doing in September, October. Some of you guys have, how many of you guys have done my Systems for Success? Of you guys have done it, right? Have you done my Systems for Success? So I've been doing, typically my course is called Systems for Success. We've been doing it for probably 6 years now. I do tweak it every year. I still have it, so I'm still gonna give it to you guys online for my recordings from last year's. But this year, because the market is absolute trash, and I think a lot of people are struggling right now, I'm finding very different issues than what we've had over the last few years. So I wanted to switch up the entire program this year to call it Blueprint 2026. So if I've had some people that have attended my back to school for you and they're like, oh, well, I've already done it every year, so I might not come back this year, or I've already done it. So just so you guys know, if that was you, you have not seen this program before because I've never taught it before. So we're going to be going over a whole completely different training session. Plus we have some outside sessions as well, not through the brokerage. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. See, I know our screen at the office is a little bit more delayed. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you guys just about all the different programs that we're going to be doing as the brokerage, and then also some of the industry events that we've kind of got planned for you guys as well. So we've got our 5-week flagship program is what I would call it, which we do. So every fall, I typically like to do a 5 or 6 week program for you guys, just so that you guys are also feeling like, I feel like every fall we all feel like we're back to school as well when the kids are settled, they're getting settled, and I think it's a really good reset for us. It's kind of like our January for real estate agents as well. So we're going to be doing a 5-week because I think we're too antsy and ADHD for a 6-week plus. I think you guys, some of you guys just did a 12-week program, right? Or some of you guys in that? Is it still going? What week are you guys on? 13. I thought there was only 12. Well, I guess you guys go every other week, so it probably feels even longer. Okay, so you guys are almost done your program then, which is kind of good timing for ours. And I've been kind of paying attention to the guys that have been doing the 12-week program with David, and I want to make sure that this one will be different for you guys because you don't want to repeat. I think you guys are doing a lot of like marketing and social media and stuff. So this one's going to be a little bit different so that you guys don't get too bored with the topics. We're also going to do some community events, and I'll talk about that. And then I've got another thing that we're going to do. So for you guys, if you are at home or maybe here, if you guys want to take a picture of this, I want you guys to actually, we're going to do a little bit of a, I guess a little bit of a practice for time management. So what I want you guys to do is mark, I guess I'll put the times in on the next slides, but I want you guys to mark in every single one of these dates in your calendar. Are we using Google calendars? What are we using these days? Are you guys paper? Okay, we've got Apple Calendar. Everyone has a calendar though, right? Yeah. Okay, some agents do not use calendars. So we're going to start our practice with a calendar. So pretend that you have like a new agenda. I guess kids get those in the fall. And I want you guys to actually mark down all of these dates and treat it like it's a client appointment. So what I get a lot of the time is we'll give you guys a session, especially for the blueprint ones. There's only 5 of them. I want you to mark in 11 a.m. on every Wednesday for 5 weeks, starting September 16th. And I want you guys to literally treat it as a client appointment. So I get it all the time where agents will say, I can't make it. I've got to do a home inspection or I've got to do a showing. I want you guys to be able to have some sort of confidence with your clients to be like, hey, I actually have an appointment at that time. can we do 1 p.m.? So I'm only asking for about an hour and a half every one of those sessions. A lot of agents don't know how to say no to their clients because we're really scared that they don't have any other hours of the day. So it's okay to say, I'm busy and I can do another time, like later that afternoon or earlier that morning, whatever it is. This is a time management skill for you guys as well to kind of keep track of your schedule. I want you guys to have some confidence as well. So we've got those all marked down. We're going to talk about each of them. So Endure 2026. This is going to be happening on September 10th. And this is going to be an all-day event from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is with FITUS. So Varan's team is hosting an event. I think this is their third one that they've done this year. They're going to be having lots of really good guests coming in from SERHANT. I'm sure all you guys know Ryan SERHANT. He was really expensive, I'm sure. So they've got someone from his team coming in named Ryan Coyne, who I've actually watched him on YouTube and all of that as well. He's a really good speaker as well. And then Sherry Cooper is coming back, who I love. She's going to be an economist there, just talking about what's happening in the economy. I think they have a mayor's panel, so we're going to know what's happening in our communities as well. And then they usually have like a networking event. So you guys get to talk to other real estate agents, not just in our brokerage, throughout the whole community. You get to talk to mortgage brokers. You might have a chance to talk to some of these speakers, some of the people, but I think it's a really good event. It's free. So if you guys want a free event, a lot of the coaches are coming back this fall, but they're usually $500 to $1,000. And a lot of us don't have money to be spending on conferences right now. So if you're going to mark one, I would go to this. Did everyone in this room sign up for it? Everyone? Idris, you did too?
No.
We're going to sign up for it today though, right?
Yes.
If you can't get in, if the link does not work or it does not let you sign up, let me know because I think Varan can probably get you in.
I'll keep him. That works with him.
Yep.
He has a spot there.
Okay, perfect. Sanic, you're going? You signed up?
It's the same place, right?
Yeah. I know that it gets confusing. So there's the Durham Convention Center and then there's the Ajax Convention Center. This one's the Durham one, and they're literally beside each other, so it can get confusing. But if you go to the wrong one, yes, same street. Yeah.
It's not the one closer to Lifetime. It's down.
Yeah, but they're both there. So if you do go to the wrong one, it's a 2-second drive to the next one. But just right in Durham Convention Center. I think it's a really good event for you guys to go to just to kind of get energized. That's gonna be starting September 10th. Then we're gonna have another lunch and learn at the Ajax office on September 15th. That's gonna be with the WOITZIK Pulcinelli Law Group. I think some of you, Celine, do you use them? I think you use
Yes,
them,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they offered to come do a lunch and learn for us. I actually was supposed to do it in August, but I feel like everyone's really busy with summer and stuff like that. So I postponed it to September 15th, which is a Tuesday. So I don't typically do events on Tuesdays. So it's going to be a busy week because we'll have our Monday meeting, probably the 14th. We'll have this on the Tuesday at the Ajax office. And then we're going to get started on September 16th with our back to school. So it's going to feel really busy for you guys, which I want it to. I want you guys to get back in the momentum of real estate. They're going to be talking about probate sales, which I think we're seeing a lot of. I don't know about you guys, but if you guys do work with estate property, so someone passed away, we're seeing this a lot, obviously, like with the boomers and stuff like that. They're taking care of their senior parents right now. And a lot of people don't understand the probate process and what happens behind the scenes. Like there's a lot of things that happen before you can sell a house when somebody passes in the home. So it's good to have the lawyers because you work really closely with lawyers during this process. So I think this is a really good session to come. We got to talk to the lawyers. It'll even get you to reconnect with some. So I like bringing in professionals so that you guys can also build your networks as well. We just had Andrew Halta. He did a presentation for us at Scarborough. I like this. We got the Griffiths group. So I like for you guys to meet a whole bunch of different lawyers in the area so that when you guys are giving contacts to your clients, it gives you guys a chance to meet them in person. What were you going to say, Sanic?
You don't need it on the audio?
No, because then you'll hear me. These guys can hear me online though, right? Hopefully. Could you imagine? Imagine just like talking, you can't even, you guys online can hear me, right? Yeah. I turned it off here so you can't reflect it. Um, yeah, and the online ones, so Endure, I don't think will be online. That's an in-person event. I will probably do the probate sale online as well, just for my people that can't make it. It is a lunch and learn, so they'll do a presentation at 11, and then usually around 12 we'll hang out here, we'll eat a good lunch and all that stuff. And then if we are doing it online, which I do, I will put it onto YouTube as well so you guys can watch it there. Okay, and then just for another fun activity, Team Social, September 27th. We're back to the Jay's Nest. A lot of us last year, so this is a Century 21 Canada event. It's happening again September 27th, which is a Sunday, which is good for all of my part-time and full-time agents. It's $175. It's a 3 o'clock game. I guess we're playing Cincinnati Reds. I think. But we had a great time last year. It's Century 21 Canada, so it's agents coming from all over Canada to come. If you are a conference person, this kind of replaces the conference, and you will see people probably that you recognize. So I think this is a good event, obviously, for the social aspect of it. Watching a Jays game, all that's very social, but it's going to give you guys a chance to meet agents from like Peterborough, Barrie, Hamilton, Kitchener, like all over, even just Ontario. And it's going to give you guys an opportunity to do some networking as well. So if you guys do have clients moving out that way, maybe they can refer people to you. You can refer people to them. But I think it's a really important time to do some networking with our Century 21 Canada family. Tons of referrals are passed out all the time. If you've only been to 1 or 2 conferences, you probably haven't received any referrals right away. I think it does take about 3 to 5 times to meet these people in person before you actually build a relationship with them. So if you have gone to conference and you're like, I didn't talk to anybody, go again, because I think the more you recognize faces, the better it gets. Obviously, my first few sessions, I barely made friends. And then as the years go on, we start to see the same faces over and over. And it typically is around the same faces that you'll see go to these events. So it's a great time for you guys just to see them every couple months and then hopefully get some referrals from them. So it's a little bit of fun, a little bit of networking. I don't know. Last year they did, even in the morning, they did like panels. They had a bunch of agents speaking on panels, so there was an education component. Not sure if they're doing that this year, if it's just the straight game or not. Perfect. Are you guys going to that? Who went last year? Did you go last year? Yeah. Are you going this year?
Yeah.
Celine, did you go last year?
No, I didn't.
You might like it.
If I get company, I go.
There's us.
Come on.
It's because the Fultons, we're like little butterflies, probably. We're all over the place at those things.
When I go, I think it's cricket, and I go, yeah, how many runs?
Oh, the sports game. Well, good thing is they rent out the Jay's Nest, so it's actually a bar. So it's mostly bar. There was people sitting, but most people were standing, getting drinks, watching it on the screen, socializing. So you kind of had a nice mix of people that were actually into the game, and then a lot of people that like weren't.
So,
But they rent the whole section. It's not seats, it's seats and bar, and they rent out the whole spot.
I know that. Who has the tickets?
So if you go to this QR code, and I
Okay.
can email it to you guys as well, you just go online. I think they're $175, and then you get $25 towards drinks or merchandise. So if you guys want to go to the store, do you? Perfect. Okay, so now we'll get into the fun part of where you guys are going to learn to grow your business. So just my people here or even online, you guys can answer this as well. But if I asked you right now, what business are you building and why is it working? Could you answer that in 1 sentence? I'm looking at all the faces here.
No, that'd be like 3 cents.
If you were like, hey, I've been killing it in real estate and this is why, would you be able to answer it? Or if you were doing really well. Sanik, would you be able to answer it? That's a good one because I like talking to people. So I would say most agents cannot, and that's not a knock for you guys. It's just what happens when you're working in the business and never get time to work on the business. So a lot of the time we're kind of running around and trying all different tactics and we're just throwing out things, seeing what's happening, and then just hoping it works. But a lot of agents don't have a consistent system and what actually consistently is bringing them in. Some agents can say, yeah, I get it all from door knocking. I get it from social media. I get it from talking to people. Some people are just throwing a bunch of stuff. So my whole goal is to try to get you to kind of be able to answer that question on why is your business doing well? And you're be able to predict why it is. So what I find lately, especially in the last few years, our phone, I think we talked about this at the Monday meeting on how people aren't calling us anymore. In 2020 to 2022, our phones were ringing. And I don't know, were you in the business those years? When did you come in? You were right after, I think. So same with you, Idris, right? You came in right after. Exactly. So it sounds crazy, but in 2020, when we were all locked at home, our phones were ringing. Like you did not have to do anything. You could go on the internet, but for some reason, people were calling us and begging us to do real estate for them because everyone wanted to do real estate. It is not like that anymore, and I don't know if that's ever going to come back. Claire says it's never going to come back like that.
Yes.
The best years. Claire said 1 in 100. And what I'm finding is a lot of agents that were in the business during that time are still waiting for their phones to ring. And you're going to be sitting there for a long, long time because they don't ring anymore. You actually do have to go out there and get the business. And a lot of agents don't want to do that. So what a lot of people are doing right now is they're building their business backwards. So you guys may go to a conference and you may hear a tactic that's working for one agent or something that's trending, like social media, for example. And then you're like, okay, well, it's working and everyone else is doing it, so I'm just going to try that. And then you're going to hear about another lead source, and then you're going to go chase that. Like online leads is a hot thing, and you might want to go chase that. Or you heard that this was working for another agent, so I'm going to try that. And sometimes you'll try it for like a week or two, and then you're like, didn't work, not going to do that again. And no one ever builds consistency over the time. And then you guys end up burning yourselves out chasing activities and not actually getting results from them. Do you guys find that's happening with you guys as well?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when I started, I tried to do everything all at once.
Which I recommend doing
And
that,
I got
right?
burned out from it, but
Mm-hmm.
most important thing is get the contacts and just follow up.
Yeah.
Just stay on top of them.
Exactly. So like a lot of people burn themselves out because they do try everything. I do recommend in the beginning of your career to do everything because you need to try, because you never know. Like if door knocking, you might fall in love with it. Cold calling, you might fall in love with it. Social media, you might, but you'll figure out the things you do and don't like very quickly. Like Celine loves door knocking, loves it. I couldn't do it. I love social media. You guys might not like social media. Like we all have very different ways. And so my whole point of the whole program is to kind of come up with a business that actually works for you individually, because you guys are all very different humans and we're all trying to copy each other or do things that works for someone, and then we realize it doesn't go with who we are as a person. So what we're going to do for the Blueprint 2026, it's a 5-week program. It's going to be hands-on program, but it's going to be built on like skill. So last year, if you guys have done my systems for success, it's very much a system. So I teach you guys step by step what you're supposed to do in the business. Like, okay, step 1, book a consultation. Step 2, I don't know, book the showing. Step 3, and I walk you through step by step what you're supposed to be doing. What I've realized over especially the last 2 years is a lot of you guys don't know how to talk. No one knows how to talk to people in like you guys are having. I've never seen so many amendments. I've never seen so many canceled deals. I've never seen so many price adjustments. I've never seen so many deals just fall through because agents don't know how to talk when it comes to a complicated conversation, right? We're all scared to tell our clients that we picked the wrong price, or we're too scared if we find mold in the house and your buyers say, I want to back out. We don't know how to problem solve. We were just talking about a house right now that has a smoke smell. And we know that there's solutions to these problems, and a lot of agents are too scared. They're just like, yep, there's this problem with this house, and we're just going to back out. So I want to get you guys used to problem solving and having conversations, building your confidence to build your client's confidence. So it's not going to be necessarily just script training. I want to actually teach you how to talk to people, which I think is a skill that's really lacking right now. And we all know how to find business. We all know that there are the different methods of door knocking, all of that, which we will touch on a little bit. But when I go through these experiences, it's more how to actually talk to people. So we're going to do 1 live session a week. It's going to be a real walkthrough of the business struggles that we're going through today. So this isn't even going to be like a green. Claire likes to make everything green. These are going to change every single year, probably I'm going based on what's happening in 2026 for you guys. And then they're going to be skills that you're going to actually be able to practice. I've got some question on that. Okay, so in the 5-week journey, we're going to complete 5 weeks, but you guys will end up coming out with a complete plan by the end of it. Everyone's is going to be completely different. So week one, it's going to be on designing, and I'm going to go through each of these as well, but design your business. Week two is going to be on how to actually attract the business to you guys. Number three is actually how to connect with people and what does that actually mean to build a relationship. Number four is how to serve your clients properly. And then this one I've never taught before, but is resourcefulness. And I think a lot of agents are lacking resourcefulness. And I can tell just by some of the questions we see in our WhatsApp chat, there's a lot of questions that get asked where I'm like, this is a really, I don't know if people just want to know, like maybe they found out the answer for themselves and they want to make sure it's correct, or if we're really not looking up the answer and trying to figure it out on our own. So I want to teach you guys how to build confidence in yourselves, especially my new agents that have never sold real estate, and figure out how you guys can become more resourceful, confident agents as well when you do get asked those questions or you're put in those situations that maybe you can't just call Nelson on the spot and like call Claire or us and you're in the middle of a client and you don't want to look stupid in front of a client. So I want to teach you guys how to be resourceful as well. So each week is going to kind of build on the last one. And then by the week 5, you're going to have a complete plan basically. So I'll just kind of go into depths of it. So again, week 1, September 16th. This one is going to be design. And I don't know if I mentioned, every other week is also going to be at the Kennedy office. So the first week we'll start at Kennedy. Second week will be at Ajax. Third week will be at Kennedy. So every other week is going to be at a different office, but they'll all be online as well. So you guys can have an opportunity to go to both offices, just come to one, but either way, you guys can come online as well. So with design, I want you guys to kind of build your business foundation before you actually touch a single tactic. So let's just pretend you haven't tried any tactics and we're going to design it based on your personality. And it's not going to be your typical like goal setting. I think agents are terrible at goal setting and business planning. We're right-brained humans. There is some left-brained humans that do think like that, but I've been telling Claire that we are very creative-brained humans and we could say, okay, I need to do 15 transactions this year and talk to 500 people to do those transactions. I think at the end of the day, yes, we know the math, but I don't think our brains work like that. Do your brains work like that?
Nope.
I don't think so, right? And I think that's what I was creating this program. I was going based off all the coaches that I've watched. I've watched Richard Robbins, I've done Mike Ferry, I've done Craig Proctor, I've done all the coaches. And I'm like, the one thing that's lacking is like no one's talking to my right-brained humans. We're all talking about the same way when we design our business based on how many people to talk to a day, a month, whatever it is. And no one, and people are talking about the tactics, but no one's relating the tactic to the human. So I want to make sure that like, okay, my social media people, you are social media people. If you're in-person people, like Sanix, a networking person, stick to networking. If you're an education person and you like teaching, there's an education type of business you can run. And there's different brains for different types of businesses. So instead of us all copying and pasting each other, I want us to figure out in this session, like what style is my business and how you guys can be running it. So I'm going to talk about 4 different personality types and not in like the disc type way, in more of like a networking, marketing, different brains, education brain. We're all very different. And even Claire made a point this week. We were talking about social media. I don't know if you guys caught it at the Monday meeting. He's like, well, Caitlin's got this big personality and that's why she does well on social media. And I had to cut Dad off because I'm like, well, Dad, you don't have a big personality and you're on social media every week with our clips from our meetings and you get more views than sometimes we do. So like, and he's like, you're right. So it's not all about big personalities, quiet personalities. Certain things work for certain people. So we're going to talk about how to kind of create your value proposition a little bit better instead of like on your marketing and stuff that you guys do. I'll see a lot of you guys that'll write, if you're looking to buy or sell, call me. And I'm like, buy or sell what? Like, so like some people don't know it. Do you have it on your ad?
Nope.
Okay, good. Exactly. So I see it all the time on social postcards, billboards. They'll say, if you're looking to buy or sell, call me. I want you guys to start to think about what types of people you work with and how you can help them. So just as an example of a sneak peek, I help busy professionals who feel overwhelmed by the buying process. I create a clear plan so they can confidently purchase their home. So I'm going to get you guys to come up with some sort of value proposition of the types of clients that you want to work with and how you can help them, because that's a big part of what we're doing right now. Week 2, so that's on September 23rd. So again, write these in your calendar, 11 a.m. Attract, this is going to be at the Ajax office. So this is where we're going to get fun a little bit more. So I'm going to teach you guys how to actually create demand and create the obvious choice as a real estate agent before someone even needs a realtor. So this is where we're going to talk a lot about marketing because a lot of people do think their marketing is actually advertising, and anytime they do a post or a postcard or a billboard, they think someone's going to call them. But I'm going to teach you guys how to create demand by being better at marketing and reminding people all the time that you're in real estate so that when the time does come to buy real estate or sell real estate, they've already been watching and seeing all of your advertising and your marketing all over the place that you're the obvious choice for them when that time comes. So I'm going to change your mindset on what that looks like when it comes to it. And I have taught a lot on lead generation and marketing and stuff like that. I'm going to be pulling a little bit of tweaks from that, but I'm also going to be adding some new stuff in there. So by the end of this one, I'm also going to teach you guys how to actually talk to people, how to build a relationship with them, what the marketing looks like, what advertising will look like. And then by the end of it, we'll come up with like a 90-day plan for you guys that I want you guys to stick to. And we're each going to have a very different one, but I'll help you guys come up with some sort of 90-day plan. I'm just going to turn this. We're going to stop that video. Okay, and then so the sneak peek of the value exchange. So instead of asking a stranger to hire me, we're going to create stuff that they want first. So I've taught you guys a lot about different advertising and marketing on your postcards and online, talking about what's my homework. Like in your emails, do you guys have anywhere where someone can go or something to offer people, like a home seller's guide, a home seller's guide in your package? Do you guys have something to offer someone in exchange for contact information so that you can market to them on multiple different platforms? If you don't, we're going to be creating a lot of these things. So that's what Attract is going to be all about. Week 3, September 30th, 11 a.m. That's going to be at Kennedy office. This is Connect, and I'm actually really excited about this one. So this is the session, like at Systems for Success, I typically would talk about what question, like how does a consultation look like? But I'm actually going to be talking about the things that the buyer and sellers actually say at a consultation that are going to throw you off and how to respond to them. So I want to teach you guys actually what it is like to talk to the humans and turn those conversations into a consultation and then convert them into a client. Because it's one thing to do all this marketing and all that stuff, but what happens with a lot of agents is they'll get someone that reaches out and says, hey, I'm thinking about buying, or hey, I'm thinking about selling. But then the agents will come to me like, well, I don't really know actually what to do now. Like now that I've got a potential client, what do I say to them? And then we panic, and then the consultation or the presentation happens, and then they lose that client, and it took all that effort, but then they screwed up on the whole presentation and the consultation altogether, and then they got to start all over. So I want to teach you guys. I'm going to be talking about like different cues to look out for. So if someone's saying, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, or I've been thinking about doing that, and taking these little cues to be like if you're at a family barbecue and someone says these little cues to you, what that actually means. So typically that's like, oh, that's a hint that they are thinking about buying and selling, and they're telling you. And some people will take that as, oh, they're thinking about it, but not right now. And I'm like, that's great. But at least now you know who's talking. So I'm going to give you guys some cues on what a motivated buyer sounds like and what a motivated seller sounds like. My experienced people will probably recognize some of these cues as well, but my new agents maybe not so much. So I'm going to teach you guys just some like little tidbits on conversations. We're going to talk about objections as well that we're going to hear a lot of, especially like price changes and just having difficult conversations with people. So we're going to talk about the 5-step sales conversion system, languages for objections that you hear the most, and then a follow-up system. So how do you actually follow up with someone after a presentation when they didn't sign with you right away? Or someone that said, hey, I'm thinking about buying in 6 months from now. How do we actually follow up without sounding too salesy or pushy? And what those like scripts, I guess, would be like. So just a sneak peek into an objection would be, I need to think about it. And so we'll talk about, and I've done a few sessions like this with you guys where you'll acknowledge by saying like, of course, and then asking the appropriate questions. Like, what do you feel you need more time to think through? So I'm going to teach you guys a lot of questions to ask, because I think people were taught how to present at listing presentations. And now I think we're gearing more towards consultations, because a lot of buyers and sellers are very confused on what they even want to do anymore. They've got a house they bought in 2022. They want to sell it, but they know they're going to lose money. So how can we take those concerns that our buyers and sellers have and then how can we come up with a plan to help them? So I'm mostly going to be teaching you guys how to have a consultation and how to solve people's problems, which is the whole point of connecting with people and not so much a presentation on why they should hire you. So we're going to talk a lot about consultations in this one. And then week 4, we'll talk about serving the client. So that'll be on October 7th at the Ajax office. I'm going to be talking about the client experience that actually turns one deal into referrals. Usually in my Systems for Success class, I talk about the step-by-step process of what it looks like buying and selling real estate. So like, again, step 1, do a consult. Step 2, do a pre-approval. Step 3, there's no steps in this one happening. I'm actually going to be talking about how you can be a better agent for your clients. Like if problems arise, how do you solve that problem? If you don't, like, I'm trying to let you guys know that the buyers and sellers will work with you more if they had a stress-free process. So if you know exactly what that next step is, I don't want your clients ever wondering like what's happening, what do I need to do, what happens next. A lot of agents will ghost their clients, or even agents. I want you guys to be better agents for other agents to work with as well. So like they'll be like someone being like, when's the deposit coming? Where is it? When's this? When's the receipt? And like, I don't want your clients ever asking you what's next. And I think that's what makes a bad client experience. I want you guys to always be on top of things and how you guys can educate your clients on those next steps so they have a good experience with you. So then they're going to refer people to you. So a lot of people think it's a service means I got them the best price or I got them a deal on a home. And that's not necessarily what makes a good client experience. A good client experience is actually all about communication. And I've been drilling this into our agents, especially today, because there's so many problems happening in deals right now where found out the deposits in the TFSAs and we're like, crap, can't get it out in right now. So like instead of avoiding problems, how can you guys get ahead of problems and how to communicate with your clients and the other side? I have so many agents that will avoid their clients and the other agent when a problem happens because they just freeze. And I'm like, that is the worst thing you can do. You always need to tell everyone what is happening in the next step. We have an agent right now, for example, who's trying to get a lease approved. And the agent was supposed to do a step with the builder to get the client approved before she approved them as the agent. And now this agent is just ghosting her, not answering her phone and not doing this. And like, instead of just saying, hey, I submitted it to the builder, this is what's happening. Hey, I did this, I'm just waiting for this. She's avoiding her. And that crushes the entire client experience by ignoring or avoiding all problems. So I want to teach you guys how to be able to handle problems. Same thing with like the price conversations. If you've got a listing that's not selling, tell them why and like how to give proper feedback from sellers, like how to say your house smells like smoke in a very professional way, but here's a solution we can offer the buyers kind of thing. So we're just going to talk about how to make the experiences better. Does that make sense? I know it's going to be more complicated than I usually do with my experiences because I like to teach you guys the step by step, but now I think we need to be better at problem solving and I want to teach you guys that stuff. I can see Celine's like, yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about client communication, the post closings, even like, what do you do when the client bought the house? What's the proper follow-up system just to check in with them and make sure they're happy with the house so that you can get another referral. So we're going to talk a lot about that. And then week 5, October 14th, this will be after the Thanksgiving long weekend. So you'll have the Monday off and then we'll do this. And I think this one will finish at the Kennedy office. But this is one I've never taught before, but I think is very, 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 very important, which is resourcefulness. And usually I would end off my my program by being like, okay, let's put it all together. We're not going to do that. We're just going to go straight to resourcefulness. And I want to teach you guys how to become an agent that can like always figure it out and then sound confident doing it. So I am even also going to talk about the way you dress and show up and how you speak and all of that. But I also want you to figure out, what do you say when a client asks you a question and you don't know the answer to it? Do you say, I don't know, and then you just leave it? Or can we say, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And then I'm going to give you guys who to contact for situations. Like I know Dries right now has a house. They want to know if you can put a pool in the backyard. Most agents would say, I don't know. But what if that one thing could be the solution to a buyer buying that property? And now you're like, okay, who would I call to figure out if I can put a pool in? And you said it today, like we're calling the city, we're figuring it out. So I want to teach you guys like, okay, if this is a lawyer question, is this a mortgage broker question? Is this a Claire question, a Nelson question? So in teaching you guys who to ask, where to find it, how to use AI, how to use Google, which is very basic skills, but I don't think a lot of agents actually know how. There's some that don't. So we're going to teach you guys how to find the questions to your answers. But it's also going to help you guys build a referral network without you guys even knowing. So I think the more you ask the lawyers or the more you ask a mortgage broker questions or your inspector, like you can build relationships with your referral partners in such a different way by asking them questions. Like how many of you guys have ever messaged TJ at a completely different property? You're at a home, you see something weird, you don't need a home inspection, but you just like see something weird, you take a photo of it and you text TJ and you say, TJ, what's this? And then our home inspector can teach us things. But while you're doing that, you're building relationships with TJ. And who knows, maybe he'll have a business for you, but at least you're building a relationship with the people you're passing off to your clients. And if they don't answer your questions, it might actually trigger you to go find another lawyer or go find another inspector or go find another mortgage broker because you want to be able to stay in communication with them and work with them. And so there's something about finding the right people in your network to help you be able to answer your clients' questions. Would you find that resourceful, Celine? Or even Sanic, all of you guys, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of agents are too scared to find the answers to things and they'll just resource to either us or Google when you can just go directly to the lawyer, go directly to a mortgage broker. And these are great questions for them, but now you're building relationships with them. So then you're like, hey, I've got a buyer. They might service that client a lot better because they've got that relationship with you. So there's a whole part of the resourcefulness. It's going to help you guys become confident as well because you're going to know how to solve problems as well. It's going to help you create that resource directory, sharpen your presence and all of that. So I'm going to teach you guys a lot about that. And I think this is actually a very lacking thing that's not taught out there right now. So it's mostly going to be a skill set type of program. I will also be giving you guys the 6 weeks we did for Systems for Success. I've got all the recordings from the program. So I'm going to kind of mix the two, but you can watch the Systems for Success on its own just to know what the proper paperwork is and the steps. And then this one's going to be mostly about skills. So we're going to do the real conversion or the real conversation system. I'm going to teach you guys how to think more like a CEO, not a task doer, have confidence, a repeatable client experience. We're going to teach you guys about having a marketing engine and not just tactics. And then you're also going to get like each week, I'm going to give you guys like a 1-page info session on each of them. And I might give you guys different resources like a buyer seller consultation and all that stuff. So you will get something along with each session that we do. So again, it's going to be every Wednesday, 11 a.m. My goal is to keep the sessions to under an hour with maybe if you guys are in person, hopefully, I'm sure usually after the session, it might be 30 minutes after the session if we're in person. If you're online, it might just be an hour unless you want to listen to the conversations happening. But my goal is to keep them under an hour for my ADHD humans. If I can keep it to 45 minutes, that's ideal, but let's do 60 minutes. I don't want to keep you guys longer than that because we get bored after that. It will be in person or online. You guys get to decide. And I will have the recordings for it, but it will be on a private YouTube channel. Sometimes other brokers ask me to do these sessions for their agents as well. So for you guys, we're going to keep it private. I don't want outside people hitting it. So we'll see what happens. And then we'll try to have some coffee and snacks at them as well. I'll try to feed you guys a little bit. Okay, so here's your save the dates. Like I said, if you're just coming in online in the middle, I want you guys to at least screenshot this, put it in your calendars today, whether it's a physical calendar or on Google Calendar. I want you guys to treat these like client appointments, like we're back in school. If you get a showing, if you get a home inspection, I want to teach you guys also how to have control over your schedules by saying, I'm actually not available at that time. I have an appointment, but can you do this time? I know a lot of agents are terrified of their clients and they don't want to say no. There's no way in my 10 years of selling real estate, I've never lost a client because they could only do that 1 hour that you had something going. So I'm trying to get you guys to take your education a little seriously as well. I think it's really important. So put these in your calendar. I'm sure I'm gonna still hear the excuse, I have a showing, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna try to lack that one. I want you guys to not have that excuse. And I want to teach you guys how to have a little bit of control over what you guys do, because you do. And then of course you'll still have your Monday meetings as well. So there's a lot of trading that's gonna be happening. So most of the trainings that you guys have done are mostly generic scripts, one size fits all advice and information that you're gonna forget. My plan is to hopefully you have your own business plan in your own words, built for your business model, and then sales skills that you're actually going to use, hopefully. So you just have to show up to all 5 sessions online. If you are gonna be online, I would love to, I don't wanna make it mandatory, but I would love to see faces. So if you're gonna do the online component, I would love to have cameras on, so that we can feel like it's a little bit more of an interactive session. And that would be really great. Otherwise, I'd love to see as many people in person. I think it's way more efficient or effective if you guys do come in person, because the conversations we're gonna have after the sessions or during the sessions is gonna be more powerful than you guys sitting online and probably fiddling on your phones and all that stuff. So I'm probably going to do that. I might even ban laptops during my sessions, to be honest, so that no one's cruising MLS while we're doing it. I know we have ADHD. I already see
No,
2 people on them right now.
it does
So
have,
in
because-
person, I might be banning laptops. Yeah, exactly. So exactly. So in person, if we're gonna make some slight rules, yeah, slight rules in person, we're gonna be no laptops. It's 1 hour, I promise, and then online cameras.
It does help in person because.
I don't want distractions and all that.
Just by coming here.
Yeah.
I got resourceful information here.
Exactly.
Just
So
by coming here.
So Celine was saying just by coming in here, she was talking about a listing that we're struggling with. We did a price drop, we're getting prices. It's got a little bit of a smoke smell. I asked Adris, because he's in the kind of construction. I'm like, hey, have you ever dealt with this problem? He did have a buyer situation. We might have a solution for our listing. So just by coming in person, my new and experienced agents, you're going to be able to network with each other and help each other solve some problems. So hopefully you guys do encourage you to come in person as well. So not every agent, I have actually every agent in this room has a business. So the question is whether you're steering it or reacting to it. So hopefully I'm going to be able to help you guys kind of be able to steer your businesses. And then I got some new people where this is going to be all brand new information. So it's going to be great. Okay, so I don't know why I write, tell me you're in, but I will send an email to you guys at some point where you guys just tell me if you're in, and I'm gonna ask you if you're gonna do online or in person so that I can kind of prepare as well. Because if we're doing in person at Ajax and we've got a full room, I want to make sure we've got enough chairs and all that stuff as well. I might just get you to kind of pick in person or online, switch it up. But otherwise, we start September 16th at 11 a.m. Just bring your positive energy, no negative energy. We've had enough negative energy all year, a lot of stress. I'm sure, like, if you guys put in the chat, like, this has been a terrible year, right? Yeah. Celine's been doing this for how long?
15 years.
15? Would this be like the worst?
It has been really good.
Claire, who's been doing this for 40 years, has said this is the worst year in real estate history. So if you are sitting behind the computer right now and you guys are like, oh my God, this is a terrible business. This is just a very, not, I don't want to say it's a one-off year, but it is a challenging year. So I'm praying in the next couple of years it gets better. But if you are in the trenches, this is a good opportunity for you guys to come to a program, come in person, come see us, be around other agents that are going through the same thing. Because when you're at home, I don't think you get to kind of bond in that way either over the struggles. But if you are struggling, it's common. You can even ask Michael. Michael's having a great year. He's not even paying attention right now.
I'm working with that.
We're gonna have a little mastermind after this and we'll solve your
Yeah.
problem. All right, so we'll see you guys September 16th in person or online. And if you guys want to bring a friend, if you guys got some real estate agent friends that are struggling as well, feel free to let them in. I will open this up to some outside agents. I don't usually open this up to any brokerage except for you guys. I feel like it's kind of our special Century 21 Percy Fulton exclusive thing, but I know there's a lot of struggling agents out there right now too. So if you do have a friend in the business, new in the business, whatever it is that you think they could benefit, just let me know and I'm happy to kind of open it up. I'm not going to be mass producing it to everyone, but if you guys do have a friend that may benefit, just let me know and we can send the link out to them too. I'm in PDF of these slides. Sure, I will send this presentation out to everyone today. And then if you guys have questions, let me know. Do you guys have questions here? No? Okay. Well, I wanted to make it kind of under an hour, so we kind of crushed it there. Oh, I delayed a little bit with my tech issues, but anyways, I will have this recorded on YouTube if you did come in a little late. Otherwise, I will email everything over to you guys and I'll get some RSVPs and just get some feedback if you're going to be doing in person or online. But I look forward to seeing you guys there. September 10th is in Durham. That's our very first back to school event. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you guys there. See you later.
Good job. Thank you.